a month, a year, 10 years later, live to regret it? I want to hear about that. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you, regular Jane and Joes, to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you'd want to, whether it be the topic of the day, whether it be personal projects, whether it be your YouTube channel, whether it be, I don't know. Let's just talk about the weather. I am Jim, your host, and I will be here for the next hour or so to listen and learn to and about you. Having said that, I do have or I should say, first of all, if that sounds like content that's hip to you, by all means, hit that subscribe button right now. Hit a like, share it. Come on the show. It's real easy. You see that link right there? That is a Zoom link. There's also one in the description box. It will get you set up with Zoom, and you'll be able to join this meeting. You'll show up, and I'll bring you all one at a time. Now, I'm leaving the video lines open, even though I'm going to I'm going to talk a bit about the subject matter because it is a topic that is, I would say, near and dear at this moment to me. Because you'll learn that in just a minute. But first, I'm going to say hello to the folks in the chat. Who do we have? We've got Eileen, Video the Fam. How are you, hon? Welcome to the show. Tony Viewed This is here. How you doing? And there's Brad from Drone Kings in Darwin. Spencer, Taman TV. Welcome, my boy. Crap, my dad makes me watch. What? I'm saying hellos now, dude. And Outdoors with Eric, fresh over from the Scott Fisher show. Who else? So Tim Yonts, how you doing, man? He's first. Have I missed anyone? Have I missed Germany Travel Personal Guide? Dude, I tried to watch your stream, bud. It looked like it came on for a few minutes and then it went away. And then we have Angel Muniz Variety Show. How you doing, Angel? Wisco Styles back in the house. Saw your latest video, man. Pretty cool. I haven't tried the summer shanty. It doesn't look, I mean, you didn't mention, hey, Ed's here. How you doing, Ed? You didn't mention grapefruit at all, so I might have to try that one if it's just citrus. Because I can do citrus beer in the summertime when it's nice and hot out. And you're right, you can drink them all day long. So I'm with you, bud. I am with you. Okay, subject of the night. The regret of selling those things that you love, right? That's happened to me several times over the years. And I'll tell you why that's become suddenly a very important thing at the moment. If I can find that image again. But yeah, we're actually working on my boy's shop. In fact, I'll be there all day tomorrow. We're going to work on gravel and getting things ready to, set the implements up, move barns around. But we are selling my beloved trailer, the one I built so many moons ago. Well, it seems like so many moons ago. Wasn't all that long ago, but it was quite a while ago. Spencer Taman, 2 more till 9:50. Sweet, dude. You are knocking on thousands door right there. Knocking on 1000's door. Oh, come on. Of course, there's something to be shown there. Silly search. Okay, I'll get to it in a minute. But yeah, I built this trailer. I believe it was in 14, and you'll see it. You will see it here in just a second. And what it was a small car hauler that I bought for, I think, $400 off of Craigslist. Brought it home. Whipped through it, and it was only about I don't know, 6 foot wide between the fenders. And Germany Travel Personal Guide, 42 to 100. Hey, Herders Farms, how you doing? Saw you over in Richard's feed too. Welcome to the show. Another Scott, I believe you said. Welcome, Scott. There's Above and Beyond Global Drones. How you doing? Crystal Vanner, how you doing, Crystal? Good to see you, hon. Good to see you. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. What I have is a soon as I find it, a before and after shot when I bought it and when I revamped it. Oh, good Lord. You know, the moment you start looking for, I had to reboot right before I went on the air, and that made me lose my place. But you know, this trailer has just been a workhorse for us over the years. And there it is. Okay. Okay. Let me just show you this trailer real fast, because I am quite proud of what I was able to accomplish it. A lot of it with my son's help. But you see there, it was about a month build. I stripped it all the way down to the frame, put new fenders on it, re-engineered the back end where the LED lights could be placed in there. Built the 2-inch tubing frame around it, put the utility box on it. Those lights were working at one time. It's even got a receiver hitch, a vertical receiver hitch for a winch or whatever you'd like to. It's a 5,000-pound axle, so it will easily carry a small vehicle. In fact, it had at one time a Bronco 2 on it, completely stock. We didn't put the boys' modified one on there, and you know, I maybe have 800 into it. New wheels, use the same tires. It came with really good tires, although one did blow out when one of my son's friends was using it. What are you going to do? And here's the thing. This is one of the few things that I can look at prior to selling and know I'm going to regret it. Have you guys ever run into that sort of thing? Thank you, Gear Vlogs. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a labor of love. I mean, the idea was, here, I'll show it again. The idea was not so much to make it a car hauler, but to make it an ATV hauler. The way it was, you could only get 2 ATVs on it, the one on the left there. After I did it, you can get 3 ATVs sideways. And you can, with the ramps we had, you could drive right over the rails, and it was perfect because at the time we had 3 people, myself included, that had ATVs, and we'd go down the cabin, and we'd just have a rip roaring good time, or go hunting or whatnot. But I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I already regret it, even though we haven't sold it yet. It's just now going up. And but the nice part about it is my son found a really nice car trailer, dual axle. So, you know, we can haul anything, even the tractor. This one here won't actually handle the tractor. It's 5,000, and with that front loader, that tractor wet is about 6,000 pounds. So yes, 11 pounds. For those of you who are keeping score, I have lost 11 pounds, and it's been, you know, 20 days, which is really kind of slow for me, but hey, it is what it is. When you get older, your metabolism slows down and you don't drop it near as much as as fast as you used to. I'll just be happy to be down, I want to say 21 pounds here in the next few weeks. That is my overarching goal. So anyway, there are a lot of other stuff as we wait for you folks to call in. There are a lot of other things over the years that, yes, steady progress. Absolutely. And thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing what 10 pounds does for you. I mean, it just makes you feel completely different, right? 20 pounds makes me feel like a new man because I've been down there before. And of course, you know, then the bread and the pasta come into play, and then it seems so long ago. There's my boy now, Champ Works Garage. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I know it will. I know he's got a full-size gooseneck, probably a 20-ton, and of course that car trailer. I don't know why. It's just, you know, it was a labor of love, and you you start thinking about missing it. Hey, look at that. Haul the Mustang. Yeah, I'm not selling that Mustang, dude. You know that muscle car appraisal. I am not selling that Mustang. Well, what would my boy do for a classic car after that? In case you guys don't remember. He is a horrible, like, Polaroid picture, but that's the Mustang he's talking about. That is absolutely the Mustang he's talking about. Not going to sell it, Jim and or Bob. It's got to be Jim. I don't even know if Bob knows about the Mustang. I don't see anything on you, Charles. Give me something, a camera or something. Have you typed something into the hey, Green Eyed Gemini, how you doing, man? Type something into the chat if you would, Charles. I'd appreciate that. I don't know who you are. And I got no video, man. I got no video. Oh, look at that. You too, Mango. Type something into the chat if you would. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, your mic's muted and your video's muted. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Now I'm not selling the Mustang, Jim. But here's a car, and Jim, you'll probably get a kick out of this because it's nothing really. But it meant a lot to me. Let me find this real fast. No gear vlogs. I don't. I'm sorry. That car that you saw in that picture. Now, right now, it's all apart because the boy and I are going to start working on it. That car right there, my father bought in April of 1970. We have the Martyr report on it. I remember it vividly. It actually came in with a Windsor, and he said, "Nope, that's not the one I want. I want one with the Cleveland." So they they sent it back with the Cleveland in it. But he opted for the 3-speed. He's like, "Dad, why? Why?" We are that Mustang is going to be quite the resto mod. It's hey Jelly Duck, how you doing, man? I believe in resto mods that that are built in such a way that you can put them back to stock if you ever need to. Now that only. Hey, thanks, man. Did you see that? That's a brand new edition. I just hung that up the other day. That is an 1873 Harper's Ferry flintlock that my grandfather had. Yes, the Mustang has a 351 Cleveland. Of course, it's probably closer to a 360 now that it's 30 over. But yeah, she womps. She womps. At any rate, that one's not going to be for sale. Let me. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, this car here. I don't know why. Well, I do, but I regret selling this car. Now, who can identify this car? And Muscle Car Appraisal, don't you say anything, because I know you can. Who out there can identify this car right here? Anyone? Anyone? It is not a Falcon. Nope. It is not. Well, I don't know what Dodge you're talking about. Yeah, it's a Tesla. Yeah, that's a Tesla. Yeah, you got to keep quiet too, Champ Works. You know it. Snoop Noob. Oh, okay. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Yeah, so you're Mango Snoop Noob? Let's see here. Yeah. No, who else? Who else has a? Crystal's not going to know. It is not a Cuda. It is not a Valiant. Nope. 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 And no original Tesla. I'm going to tell you, it's not a Chrysler anything. No Dodge. No Chrysler Dodge. That car always stumps people, and that's one of the things I love about it. Absolutely love. Let me see. Let me hide myself here, Mango. Okay. All right. Are you there, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. My cam's broken, but it's still on for some reason. I don't know what's with it. Nonetheless, can I sell something in here?
Can you what?
Can I sell stuff in here? Like,
sell stuff in here.
Yeah.
If you want to tell somebody you got something for sale, go right ahead, man.
All right. Well, I have Well, this is a funny story. I have a slightly used nigger slave for sale.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, great. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better, man. Kids. What's it like to be like 20 some odd years old going on 13, huh? Good Lord. Oh, well, I don't care. So, guys, did you know it's not at Fort Gallant? Yeah, troll. Oh, I can't let this guy on. Talk about trolls. I don't think he heard me. Oh, hang on there, bud. Oh man. Yeah. Keep his stupid ass out of here if you would, guys. Now this guy I know and love. How you doing, man? Check your mic, Ed. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No. You were muted because of the moron.
Oh yeah, you're getting huge, Jim.
Huge.
You have trollers trying to sell their used wear.
Yeah. Well, I got his page up now, so.
Oh well, don't feed the trolls and block them.
Oh yeah, just block them out of your mind, out of sight, out of mind. Who gives a shit?
Come back as another account, block them, report them.
Yep, absolutely report them. Ain't got no time for human or warts on the human ass. Okay, so has anyone guessed? Let me bring you up there, Ed. I gotta fix your title, dude. Has anyone guessed the car yet? Anyone out there?
Well, DeSoto?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. I'll give everyone a hint. It is a 1965.
I was only 4 years old then.
Oh hell, I was only 2 years old. Yeah, it is a no one's even close. No one is even close. I haven't even seen a Chevy 2 or a Nova 2. I haven't even seen that yet.
I thought I saw a Nova 2 in there.
Oh, did you? I missed that one.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, I missed that one. I must have been dealing with the troll.
Saw a Cuda. It don't look like a Barracuda.
No.
Rambler, Nova 2.
Wait. Who said that? Who said Rambler?
Viewed
this. Boom. He nailed it. It is a 1965 Rambler American.
Right on. Viewed this.
Tony wins. It has it's probably scrap now, which really pisses me off. I bought that in the military. I was in Washington State, and one of my buddies, I said, I just happened to ask some people. He goes, I'm looking for a second car. And he said, hey, Mahoney's got an old car out there that he can't fix. I said, oh, okay. Well, what is it? Because I can fix them. And he said, well, it's that old white car because this used to be white. And Thunderbird, did you not hear? It's a Rambler American. Dude, you want a mug? Email me your address. I'll get you a mug, Tony. That was a great. That was the only. I didn't expect anyone to get that.
A nice mug too.
Yeah, see, Ed's got one. Email me your address, Tony. I'll send you one, man. I'm not sending everybody mugs, but as these sort of things happen, I might. Yes, Rambler was still being made in 1965. In fact, I think they went all the way up to 69, because I know the American went at least to 68. But anyway, it had a 232.6. It was a 2-door. And I was back on the military story where Mahoney said, yeah, I'll sell it. He said, how much you want for it? He said, I'll take $75. I said, oh, okay, boom. So, I can't get it running. And I knew what it was. It was a rear end. So I told him, I said, well, it needs a rear end. And he said, I'll take $75 for it. I said, done. Sold. Towed it home, went to a junkyard, got a $50 rear end, drove for the next 3 or 4 years.
Now, I'm surprised that came from Western Washington. It isn't all rusty up. But then again, back home, we don't use salt on our roads.
Right, right. And it's pretty temperate around there. The 3 years I was up there, we only had like 4 inches of snow in two different snows.
Well, that's true where you were.
Yeah, yeah. We were south of
I was
Tacoma.
a little bit more up in the North Cascades, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
it'd be 2 feet of snow at my house and rain and 4 miles down the road.
Yep.
Now you were more in a. There's so many rain shadows
Mm-hmm.
in Washington
Yep.
where some places get like 10 inches of rain a year. Where I lived, we got 97 inches to 110 inches of rain a year.
Oh wow, yeah. To answer the questions uh, in the chat.
Yeah, it is Heritage Farms, Texas.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, it did not have a flathead. It had an AMC 232 6-cylinder. The AMC made the 232 and the 258. And
Was it a slant six?
no, a straight six. Beautiful little torquey engine. It had a Flash-O-Matic 3-speed.
Hey, anything with a flash has to be good.
I drove that thing for 2 years, Ed, without second gear.
Ooh.
Oh, it worked fine. All I had to do was, as I'm revving in first, I just let off and it would slowly go into third.
3 on the tree?
No, Flash-O-Matic. It was an automatic, 3-speed automatic.
Oh, Flash-O-Matic. Okay,
Yep.
never mind.
I got back home with it. In fact, I drove that all the way home. And in fact, look at this, guys. You guys will get a kick out of this. Go back to the car, and let me see if I can manipulate this a little bit. Position, okay. You see that plate right there? I still have that plate. I've peeled all the numbers off of it, and the first one was 1965. It is hanging up in the wall in that garage right there.
Above and beyond, yeah. My parents had a Chrysler that had push button.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? New Yorker, I think.
They had a couple models with the push button shift, didn't they? I think
believe so.
Yeah, Buick had one too. AMC Gremlin. Hey, I honestly miss AMC, to be honest with you. They were the little engine that could. Am I right? Mm-hmm. But they couldn't. When it was all over with, they couldn't. Oh, it's just too much money, I think, right? Too much money on the other side. Yeah, so Ed,
Yeah.
tell us about the things that you've sold and you've really regretted it.
Sold that I regret.
Yeah. Everybody's got like one right off the top of their head, don't they? Or is it just me?
Well, I never sell tools anymore.
I
had a Hilti ram set, a nice Hilti that I hardly ever used, it seemed like. I never had the time. I also had a couple of Remington ram sets.
Mm-hmm.
I had a nice Hilti pistol type, and I didn't use it for like a year and a half or two, and I'm like, okay, I could get rid of this. And I got rid of it, and like the very next job, but 2 weeks later, I could have used it. So now I never sell any of my tools until I do what Crystal does and just totally downsize it all and become a nomad.
Yeah, that's when I downsize. But I'm still gonna have to have somewhere to store all my stuff, and of course that's gonna be at my boy's place. Because there's two things I don't sell. That's tools and guns. I don't know why I can't bring myself to sell any of my tools or my guns.
Well, there's another thing. I did sell one rifle. It was a Japanese sniper. No, actually, I gave that to a friend for a gift for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Was a Japanese sniper rifle, one of the most truest rifles I've ever owned. and I wish I didn't give it to him. But hey, he was a good guy,
Yeah.
and he treated weapons well.
I give a lot of my stuff away to my son.
Well, there it's in the family.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, he'll end up with all these anyway. So the guns that I do not have in my house anymore, he's got. And there's some really nice ones. I've got an Ithaca double barrel from about 1920 that I was using probably up into the 90s. It needs a stock and backstrap resoldered, but oh, I love that gun. A lot of rabbit fell to that thing.
My Discord on my laptop is driving me nuts. I have that window shut down, Jim, and I still hear people getting chatting. Man, I'm like, I haven't.
Turn your volume down.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm using my Filmora on my laptop to catch up on editing. I'm like way behind on editing because, as you know, I love my live stream, so I pay a lot of attention to my live stream.
Yeah.
Which, remember, everyone, Jim's going to be a special guest on my live stream Tuesday night on.
That's a week from Tuesday, isn't it?
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, week from tomorrow.
It'll be the 23rd. So, yeah, buddy.
Looking forward to it, man. I don't know what I'm going to talk about because,
We'll
you know,
talk about your first couple experiences of gold prospecting.
There you go. Something I've been
You're
meaning.
Also a content creator.
Yeah. It's something I've been meaning to talk about in my shows, but I've been struggling with trying to find, you know, a good 15, 20 minutes of things to say about it. Because I can't tell them where I went or, you know, anything like that, you know.
You're sworn to secrecy.
Exactly.
The other place.
Yeah, well, Morgan Monroe. I told them about Morgan Monroe, so they're good.
We'll have to get James with us next time we get together. I bet your boy would like it.
Oh, I bet he would. Absolutely. Oh man, so many good answers here. Of course, I know Champ Works Garage. I never sell tools, only collect. My dad had a Jap rifle brought home from the war. That was above and beyond global drones. Jim over there. Oh man, Bob Dip. He regrets selling an Uzi. I can see that, dude.
Uzi.
Yeah.
Now, there's a nice Israeli-made weapon.
Yes, and you know, Tim Yawn says, I have a Chicago typewriter. Don't sell that, dude, unless you're going to sell it to me. Those are so cool. So cool.
Oh, I guess my biggest regret was that big nugget I found in Washington or in Northern California in the early 90s.
Uh-huh. That one you were telling us about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I had 3 kids. I was the only breadwinner, even though my ex-wife had the most important job of a homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to make ends meet.
Sure. What was that, 3.1 ounces, did you say?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
It's
just testing my memory.
I've abused my noggin a lot in my younger days.
I hear that. Hey, Royalty Cosmos, how you doing, huh? I was just on her stream the other night. Welcome. Hey,
before this, I was over at Twitch in Green Bay Wacky's live stream, and Viewed This was over there.
Oh, really?
And I noticed, oh man, it's after 10. I got a bail. See ya. And poof, I was out of there and over here.
Well, thanks, Ed. Puppet Poetry, welcome to the show. That is so nice. Yeah, you actually should have heard some of the nice words that Scott, was it Victor? Richter? I'm having trouble with that last name. Said about me tonight in his stream. He was so kind. So kind. That makes me feel so good when, you know, people make an effort to jump on the show. It really does. I can't tell you how much. Your vlogs. Yes.
Well, even when I'm not on this side of the camera during your show, Jim, I do enjoy it. I'm surprised you're not over 500 yet or to 1,000.
Well, if you guys are all tweeting this out like you should.
Oh, but if you notice on my tweets for Pusha Studios,
I
on
did.
both of them, I have your cap in them.
Well, you saw my reply, right? Ooh, double.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Hell yeah, I saw that right away. I was like, yes. He's going to think we're working together. Oh, now they're into the...
That's crazy to me. What's crazy?
Yeah, what is crazy? Crap my dad makes me watch. Oh, I want to know from Musk Car Appraisal. Were you able to guess the car? I just want to know. And by the way, Jim, I'll have a mug for you when you come up in May to go to the Mecum auction here in Indy. Tweeted it. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen above and beyond multiple times today. I stayed home from work today.
Oh, how
I was
come?
feeling kind of rough all weekend.
Uh-huh.
Never got out of my PJs.
Mm.
And this morning just felt like beep, and just didn't have it in me. I woke up feeling sick, and Judy ended up waking up, having diarrhea, and
Oh man,
throwing up. So I said, no, I'm staying home. I don't make enough from them to work feeling sick.
I hear that.
I slept in a bit, and then I kind of multitasked. I went to some live streams. I did some editing and try and figure out my Zoom because I paid for an account and I want to incorporate it into my live stream since you can call in to your number like a regular phone, right? So now is that number you have, that's a dedicated number to you, right?
Talking about the Zoom feed?
Yeah.
Well, it is right now, but it's a single use. In other words, I've got a dedicated one. I don't use it because what I don't want to happen is it's always live, and they would sit there and be waiting for me. This one after the show goes away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it live all the time, but can't you set it so they can't enter before the host?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, they wouldn't enter. What they would do is it would sit and spin and say waiting on host. That's why I use the single ones, because they just go away. And if somebody finds one of these videos 10 years down the road and tries to zoom in, it's just going to say, well, that meeting doesn't exist, or they're going to find themselves in a really weird place with somebody else when the numbers were used.
Bob Dip, that explains it. It was tax day.
Everybody's.
I took care of my taxes months ago. It's nice having an accountant for a better half.
Yeah, oh, that is nice. I have to pay for my accountant, and I usually put off my taxes until the last minute, which is September, October.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's September for personal and October for businesses. And all you've got to do is keep filing extensions. I have my accountant just keep filing extensions, and when I get to them, I get to them.
Judy's right on top of it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so
Next year, I'm sure it's going to be different because I'll have 911s from like Spreadshirt and Teespree and YouTube and Patreon.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had any business submissions and deductions. I know you've run a couple businesses, but
I kind of slipped it under right now because I can get away with that for a couple of years.
Right.
But no, I've been trying to keep away from the sole proprietorship
Mm-hmm.
under my Social Security, and I'd rather get an LLC and my own state business ID number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just one getting up the gumption to pay for that LLC. I'm like, I have it, but do I want to pay for it?
What's it cost in Ohio? You can set up just about any business you want to in Indiana for about $90.
It all depends how I go.
Mm.
You know, if I just go and get a business license at our county seat and get a vendor's license with it, so my merch and stuff, I can do it fairly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be a sole proprietorship, and with what I want to do with Flash in Your Pan eventually with Midwest Prospecting Adventures and our outings, we're going to have more of. I don't want people to be able, if worst case scenario happens, I don't want them to be able to come back after my personal belongings.
Right. Right.
I don't think they can take my means of income or my transportation for my means of income, but they could go after anything else.
Well, they should be able to, especially with an LLC. There are
no, with
yeah.
an LLC they can't come after anything personal.
Right, and they won't do it with an S corp either. There's a cushion if you file as an S corp as well. So you don't have to file as an LLC. I'm incorporated as an S corp under my digital marketing name, but yeah, and there's plenty of protection there from your personal assets and actually debts. They're the company's debts, not my debts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have any debts right now, but if I were to.
Yeah, I've taken care of my debts from the Danger Zone Action Sporting Goods.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's looking so nice. I don't want to tarnish it again.
I hear that. Hey, look who it is, Ed. It's JT, the Colorado Farmer. Welcome back, bud.
JT?
Oh, what did Puppet Poetry say?
I don't know, but
Tim
was right on it.
Let's see. JT, you've been on the show, so you are a moderator. For those of you who know now, if you become a collar baller, you come on the show, you become a moderator as well. I figure I can trust you at that point.
Hey, Farman, welcome to David Spade interview.
You don't look like David Spade. Don't look like David Spade at all.
Now he's being hidden alive.
Yeah, he is.
Drone Kings.
Poetry, you were doing so well at first, dude. everybody's getting to know each other in the chat. That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's right. You have a nice community going on here, Jim. I'm surprised Chrissy ain't here though.
I know. Oh well, what you can do. She's probably got something to do. There have been a lot of live streams I haven't been able to participate in here in the last couple of days. I've been real busy. The weekend was pretty busy. Yes.
That happens.
Heritage Farm Texas says S Corp is a valuable tool. It so is. It really helps you out on taxes.
I'll have to do some more research on all of that.
Well, talk to your accountant. She might know.
Yeah. I'm sure she does.
Yeah. I incorporated, I want to say back in 98, maybe earlier than that. I've had my domain name since 94. But yeah. And I was just to think how close I was to all this and didn't have the money to squat on any domain names.
Yeah. Some good ones you could sell for a pretty penny.
Oh, nowadays, because I was in way before like the 2 and 3 letter domains were all gone, and all the real important ones like business.com and things like that. I could have scooped those up, man. But back then you could not get them for less than $35 a pop. And in the early 90s, $35 adds up pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does now too, though.
Oh, it certainly can. Certainly can. I could afford a lot more now than I could then. Oh, I missed. You didn't happen to see if Muscle Car Appraisal actually guessed the car? I know he would know it. If it's Jim, I don't know how much Bob knows, but if it's Jim, that I know he would know it.
I don't know if Muscle Car Appraisal did. You would have thought.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, they got on a big discussion about cars. Oh, look, he asked Wisco Style, do you know what state Jim's Rambler American was made in? I don't even know what state it was made in.
well,
I would have guessed
VIN
Michigan.
number would tell you that, right?
Yeah, I would have guessed Michigan. I didn't see it, but I miss that car. I just miss it. I've talked about it before. You probably heard me talk about it before. You know, one of the best things about that car, it was made for the drive-in. Now remember, this is 19.
Did they have a fold-down back seat that made a nice flat bed?
Not the back seat. The back seat stayed up, but it was one of those big giant 60s wide ones, you know, and big and plush and everything. The front seats reclined to meet the back seats.
Oh,
yeah. So you could, you could use the rear seat as your headrest, as your backrest, and stretch your legs.
Thing into a king size bed.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, the console lid flipped over and it had 3 cup holders on the top of it, and it fit right in between the front seat backs. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. And then a giant trunk. I mean, this car is probably no bigger than my Mustang, which had 0 back seat. You know how Mustangs are, even the 70 models.
Yeah, my first cousin had a really nice Shelby.
Original 65 Shelby, or one like between 65 and 70?
I think it was the original Shelby.
Well,
it was sweet. I think he still has it.
Oh man, those things are worth their weight in gold if they're at all rebuildable.
It was plush. Forrest, you have to understand. My first cousin is nothing like me. Great guy, but he's very, very meticulous. He's a very good steward of everything he has.
Really?
He kept it beautiful.
That is important. And yes, Heritage Farms, Texas, cigarette lighter front and back. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man. Oh boy. Chat. Sorry, I got carried away there, Ed.
Puppet poetry. Please don't try to put your hand in me, farmer. That's frowned upon with us puppets.
Oh, I also missed this one, Ed. This was my 79 CJ7. Now that Jeep I bought at an auction for $600. And it was all gray, and it was missing quite a few. I went to a junkyard, and like $100 later, I came out with 2 high back buckets, all 4 fender flares, a dash pad, and rear seats. And I paint. That is a rattle can paint job.
That is?
Yep.
Wow, looks good for a rattle can.
Thanks. And that's pinstriping that I did by hand.
Nice. Man of many talents, aren't you, Jim?
Well, I've done a lot of stuff, Ed.
You know, speaking of that, I had a Econoline. Oh, what year was it? It had the doghouse in the middle. It was like a '69 Econoline, I believe it was. 2, 4, 6, 8 doors. They had barn doors all the way around.
Prepare to have your mind blown, Ned.
Back, front, both sides. It was a great van, and I found out there was very few of them made after I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $200 for it when I was up in Washington. I turned around, sold it for about $1,000. Then someone in a Econoline club asked me about it, and I'm like, oh, I sold that at a garage sale I was having. And he asked me how much, and I told him, and he said, oh man, you should have held out for a lot more.
Oh, wow. Don't you hate that?
Oh yeah, but hey, such is life.
Such is life. No sense crying over that spilt milk. I got to find this for you, Ed. You'll freak on it. Because you'll recognize it immediately. And I was just looking at this picture a second ago, it seems like. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Where is you? The Mustang's actually in this shot as well, if that gives you any hint.
You had an old Ford Econoline like mine.
I didn't. My father did. And that's what we actually, he bought that from a buddy of his. Oh, where is that? Oh, I got my military picture there too, with a couple buddies of mine. Where is that damn picture?
Is that your bandwagon?
No. I used to race motocross back in the day. Dirt bikes, anything from 80 to 125 cc, and we had to have something to haul it. So he bought it from one of his buddies. Where is that picture? Damn it, I was just looking at it. Maybe I'll find it here in a minute. But you would love it. You would absolutely love it. It was the epitome of a 70s shag van. Seriously. Now, you can only see the top because I took it from my bedroom window, if memory serves. But, I loved that van. And then, of course, when I was driving, I'd take it out every once in a while, with me and a bunch of buddies. And my boy's almost 30, so he can hear that. And he can hear it now. But, we just go and get high in that thing and just have a blast. Just have a blast. And I can't find it anywhere. Gosh, dang it. Maybe it's in my images folder. But I love that van. It had, it had the, it had a wet bar in it. It had, the rear had the U seat where you could drop the table and make a bed out of it. Had a little barrel chair next to the side barn doors, and had two barn doors in the back. Had these elongated portholes on the side.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do have another vehicle that I wish I never sold. My 64 Westphalia Volkswagen bus.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, it was a goat. That thing would go anywhere I pointed it.
Give some people. I don't know if I want to show that picture. Me and some buddies in the military out in the motor pool. There you go. There's a young Jim on the right. Young man. Jeez, can't believe I threw that out there.
Was that back in Washington?
Oh yeah. It was in Fort Lewis. That was Tom Rentz. I talked about Tom in another show. He drank himself to death, unfortunately. And I miss him because even after we both got out, he would come down here into Indy, and he'd always want to go to the race, and we'd go watch the Indy 500 for about 4 or 5 years after he got out. And he got a girlfriend. Girlfriend didn't go as well as planned, and like a year later, his dad found him. It was really a sad story. And then I still talk to the guy all the way on the left. That's Jeff Wagner. He lives out in Colorado now. He makes knives.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he loves the holsters I make. You got to see one of my holsters. Here's
That's right.
Here's one I made for the boys' CZ.
Still gonna make one for my Ruger?
Yeah, I'll make one for your Ruger. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's nice.
Here's one for my my Colt Series 80. But most of the ones I make are IWB, inside the waistband. Like this is one that I made.
I like the one you had.
Yeah, this is one I made for my Glock.
Nice. That would be a good concealed holster.
Oh yeah, they're great. They are fantastic.
Well, I knew you packed.
Mhm.
Don't bother me.
No,
I'm
only legal.
People that worry about people packing are the criminals.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you know, I just feel safer when my friends pack.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, you couldn't even tell you were packing. You know, where some people, it's easy to tell they're packing.
Yeah. Well, this is how nice it sits in there, folks. In case you were wondering. For a Glock 41, I believe I do. Atypical Hustlers, I believe I absolutely do. All this, I'm looking for photos, and I've totally neglected the. Oh, which one is Jim? No, I was the one on the far right, Jelly Duck. Here, let's show a young Jim again. Flashback. That was when I was 163 pounds, and I didn't move off of that for another 20 years, and then kaboom. Fucking life. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I'm just going through pictures here, trying to find that one of the van. I so want Ed to see that, because it's you'll almost be able to see the rest of it just by looking at the top 3/4 view of it, and I can't find that thing anywhere.
No worries. There'll be other times, my friend.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm really surprised.
Oh.
Only one that pulled the trigger tonight was some troll.
Two of them, actually. There were two floating on it. The other one decided not to go, not to hang out. Ever make a holster for a 2011? 2011. I'm not familiar with the nomenclature. You don't mean a 1911, do you? Because that was my Series 80. But I can make them for anything as long as I have the weapon. What I do is I coat them in painter's tape, and it does zero harm to the weapon entirely. I've always got to stuff the ejection port, because you don't want it to, you don't want the Kydex to suck into that. And I also put a rail over the sights so it's a clean draw.
It's a 1911 knockoff.
Oh, well, if it's a knockoff in the same frame, absolutely. In fact, I would bet that the several that I've made for my 1911 would fit. They're all basically the same. If the frame's about the same, if it's a total knockoff, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. OMG, what viewed this?
Really, two?
What's that?
Oh, I'm missing a lot of the chat.
I know. I'm trying to stay up with it and still hang with you there, Ed. Sorry.
It's all right. Oh, the puppet is killing him. Yeah, he's been throwing out some stuff.
I wonder why.
Some of it's been pretty funny, though.
It has.
Jelly Duck, are you related to Jam Goose?
Where are you seeing that? I say you're still up there a bit. To Jam Goose.
We made a night sock together.
Oh, a 1911 double barrel. Yeah, that wouldn't fit my frame, but I could make one if you had it. I could absolutely make it. I'm not going to go out and get the polymer mold for that, but I'll make it on the actual weapon. That would be fun. You're not going to like that inside the waistband, though.
It'd be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. Ed, I feel like it's picture night, man. What other pictures should I share?
Oh, I don't know. It's your show.
Well, you've become my co-host tonight, so I'm relying on you for this. They're all face palms, but oh, check this out. It's another thing I made with Kydex. It's one of those mini tools for a buddy of mine.
Is that a cutter on there?
Yeah, it's kind of a small multi-tool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
You can put that on your belt loop and you can just snap it right out.
And it had a bottle opener on it,
Mm-hmm.
a standard screwdriver.
Yep. He wanted me to make that specifically for that little thing. It was easy. You remember I've talked about building speakers before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a Jack 110, which is a top, and it's full range, absolutely full range. Those things,
that's your monitor speaker, or I mean your PA speaker.
PA speaker, yeah. I actually have right now. I've got 6 jacks and 2 Omnis. I don't know if I have any. Here's what the innards look like. I don't know if I have any pictures of the Omnis, but right there is the speaker baffle, and that round thing is a phase plug. Yeah, make them all out of cabinet grade Baltic birch.
You don't use something like MDF for that.
No. These are so well reinforced. In fact, let me find my mouse.
I'm sure you can, Patrick Moore. Our prospecting buddy, Patrick Moore, was wondering, can you make a holster for a snuffer bottle?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Prospecting.
Yep, I sure can. Why I didn't think about that already, I'll never know.
Actually, that could sell, too.
It could. What else, Ed, would do well as a Kydex belt accessory? Snuffer bottle. Actually, you could mold in a small tweezer pack there too, where it would hold it in tight.
Very good.
Yep.
And you could make a holster for a rock hammer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You could even, for like a folding shovel, like the type you were killing your back with the other weekend.
It wasn't killing me.
You could actually make a holster for that too, where it just clips on it.
Mm-hmm. Look at this thing I designed. That's a quick pull holster. You would strap that to either your belt buckle, with the lanyard, or to like a purse strap. And as you pull it out, that snaps off the trigger guard and you're ready to go.
Oh, wow.
Should market that, mother. Mr. Lodak.
Almost looks kind of like a necklace holster, like some of those knives.
Yeah, you could use it as a necklace holster. Pull it straight down and pop right off. If you want to use a small LCP like that, you could, hide it in your bra. Not yours, Ed.
I don't have much down there to conceal anything.
No.
Hey, Mr. Lodak, how you doing, brother? I know no gold in Utah.
No gold in Utah. No gold in Indiana. No gold in the Midwest, I'll say.
He lies. I love the guy, but he lies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's another picture of that. You can see it in action. Bam.
Oh,
Pops right off. Those are so easy to make, too. I should make a shit ton of them and have a booth at the next gun show.
Yeah, I missed the gun show down in Indianapolis that you were talking about. One of the first couple of shows I joined.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think one of the times I was there going to No Tellum Creek with our buddy Patrick, it was going on.
Oh, yeah. The 1500 happens quite a bit. I think it's 4 times a year. All right, Jelly Duck, we'll see you, man. He's got to start his day. Yep. He's got to go to work.
All right. Good morning. Have a great day. You must be in the land down under.
Ed, I found it.
Oh, cool.
It's a Polaroid, so it's washed.
Wow. That's ancient.
Yep. Bam.
Wow, look at that. That's a regular mystery machine right there.
It is. Does that not scream 70s?
Oh, is it loud and clear?
That was the shaggin' wagon right there. You see the Mustang right next to it. We were living in apartments. In fact, on the other side is my Datsun pickup. That little yellow Datsun,
Yeah.
what, 720? I think they were 620 or 720. Yeah. But that thing had it had a 351 Windsor in it. And I'll never forget one time we were going up to, what was the track? Might have been Tri-County. And it had side pipes, as most 70s vehicles did. Blew it right off the side of the van. I did pretty well that day, if I remember correctly. We were listening to Styx Equinox at the time. How I remember that so vividly. I can even tell you where it was. It was just off 65 as you get out of 465 going towards Chicago. And those were not, even then, though, they weren't that easy to find. But that was right after the blizzard of 78 when that picture was taken.
Yeah, I heard you guys had a doozy blizzard that year.
Oh, yeah. It was brutal. In fact, the snow was almost to the top of the van. You couldn't see the truck or the Mustang. It was so, so high right there.
Actually, Styx was my first big forum concert I ever went to.
Yeah, you said that. It
was a good show. Don't ask me. I think it was like their first album. Was that Grand Illusion?
That was their first big album. They actually had several albums before that.
Well,
Crystal
that's
Ball.
A lot like REM,
Yeah.
They've been around for decades.
Yep.
I remember this kid. It happened like 20 years ago when I was up in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, it's the album that put REM on the billboards, with Losing My Religion.
Oh yeah. That was Out of Time, wasn't it? REM Out of Time?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
But this kid I was working with, like, Ed, check out this new band. And he's like, aren't they great? I'm like, that's REM. They've been around forever, dude. They've been around when I was a teenager.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Like, way. I'm like, I bet you. He should have known. I don't say I bet you unless I'm pretty sure I'm going to win the bet.
Right. Dad's a fan of Styx, for sure. That's one of those bands I can throw on, and what I do is I throw on. I have like 3 favorite albums of Styx. I've got Crystal Ball, Equinox, and Grand Illusion, and I'll throw them on in the garage and just watch the hours melt away.
Oh yeah, good old Styx, Boston.
Yes.
Those take me back to a very fun time in my life.
Yep, absolutely. I have so many of those as we learned a few videos back.
Yeah, that's a shame about the Notre Dame in Paris burning.
It really is. Did I ever show you these? I built these for a guy who was a big fan.
Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
But wrong Notre Dame.
I know. Hey, any excuse for me to show shit, Ed.
those are nice, though. Very well made.
Thanks. That's yet another one of my hobbies is building cornhole boards of all things. Cornhole boards. I've shown plenty of those over the years, or months, I should say.
Mr. Lodak says, no, the towers are still intact, I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Isn't that awful?
I have my own theories on that. Some would call them conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah, it just seemed to go up real quick for
Mm-hmm.
me, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be fun. Well, I say that, but it'll be interesting to hear how it falls out. What falls out?
REO Speedwagon. They're a band like Jefferson Starship, the same band that's changed their name several times.
Yeah.
If
I
I
actually
remember right.
Yeah, I actually was a fan of REO before they went all stadium ballad, rock ballad. I mean, I still like Kevin Cronin, but I was a fan well before that. The songs around Riding the Storm Out were just wonderful songs.
Oh, that is the classic.
Yeah. Oh man. Now we're gonna get on music. Do I have to start showing music?
You never know how it goes when we're on.
I know. Well, it's picture night, Ed. So most of you know that back over my left shoulder is my clear acrylic cocktail kit. Speaking of music, and here it is. Right after I built it.
It's a nice set.
Yeah, it takes up such a smaller footprint than than a full size kit. And in fact, one of those drums goes to my full size.
What cymbals were those?
Zildjians.
Spans or Zildjians?
No, they're Zildjians. The hi hats are not. They're Sabians. But yeah,
they're both good cymbals.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But and that's a Mapex popcorn snare. I didn't make that, even though I've made several snares over the years. I really like making snares. In fact, I've sold a lot of them in Germany and Australia on eBay.
He's talking about REO Speedwagon at an auto show.
What? What's he talking about here?
You may have seen the band, but have you ever seen a REO Speedwagon at an auto show?
Oh, I have, actually. I absolutely have. That's where they got their name. Yep. I absolutely have. I don't have a picture of one though. And this is picture regret night.
Picture regret night. Is that what's the title?
Well, it's evolved, Ed.
Like everything.
Yes, as we've been on the air, it's evolved. I regret no longer going down to the cabin. I can tell you that. Here, I'll show you a beauty shot that will make even the most hardened summer lover yearn to be there. There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
Is that beautiful?
You see, in your area or further north?
No, that's just down in Paoli, Indiana. My boy and I built that dock and the floating one as well.
Nice.
For my 50th birthday party.
Oh, nice. Did you go out of that place?
Nope. We were leasing it, and the owner sold it to loggers so they could do select cut. And then they tried to sell it back, but we couldn't agree on a price, or try to sell it to me, and we couldn't agree on a price, so we didn't. Still pains me to this day.
Yeah, my parents had a nice weekend summer retreat up the coast of California in a nice little community of Baywood Park, up by Morro Bay. I wish we still had that property in our family. It was awesome.
See, this is the thing. Talking about our regrets.
Well, that'd be my parents' regrets.
Yeah. You just miss it, right?
Yeah. we had my cousin that had the Shelby. He designed us a killer tree fort, though. It had like 7 rooms. We had electricity up there. It wrapped clear around this big, huge fir tree.
Mm-hmm.
One whole wall would open up and view the bay at Morro Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. We got in trouble by the sheriff, so we would fake hanging people from it during Halloween and stuff.
Oh.
But the locals knew we were weekend warriors,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, and they would use it for partying and stuff. So the county sheriffs asked us to tear it down. That was that day.
Yeah, I imagine so. Been there. We found an old gas station back in the woods, where I wasn't living with my father. He was he'd pick us up every weekend. Back in the woods, there's this old station, right, like 3-bay station, but it was so old that there wasn't even a road to it anymore. And that's what we used as a party house for a good long time, till they found out and tore it down.
They do that.
I know. What's the matter with them? Don't they know kids are just trying to have fun? This is back in the day where, it wasn't nearly as, I don't know.
I remember days where we get pulled over and the cops would say, "Pour it out. If I see you out again, I'll run you in and say, get your honey home. I know where you live."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, yes, sir.
Yep. That happened a lot. Can't say how many times.
Happen anymore.
Does not happen anymore. No. You know what I also regret? I regret not racing anymore. 2 things actually. One, motorcycles. There I am in Winchester, Indiana, and also radio control cars. Oddly enough.
How long did you ride motocross?
About 10 years.
Oh, sweet.
And then we did this for 3 or 4 years. This was at the Indianapolis Convention Center. We were an entire team racing to go national.
G-Force Team Racing.
Yep. We were actually sponsored by AJ's Twin K, Checkpoint, and Master Hobbies here in town. Some were national.
Cool.
Yeah, that was fun times, man. That was in the late 80s. The racing motocross was, well, my last race was in 81 because my father said, all right, you're going to start paying for it now. That lasted 1 season, Ed. It's expensive.
Oh, I bet.
Especially on part-time wages,
Yeah, I bet. Only type of racing I did was up at Skagit County Speedway in a late model race car.
Oh, very cool.
It was a blast. I loved it. And while I raced for that 1 season, it was my boss's car. He got hurt in a wreck. He didn't just roll it, he rolled it.
Oh, end over end.
End over end.
Wow.
And it messed up his back, but we rebuilt his car, and I would pit crew for him. And I went from the pit crew into the driver's seat. My wife did not like it at all.
Bad.
For a couple of reasons, we had a newborn, worried about my health,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me hornier than a jackrabbit.
Ed likes a taste of danger.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, man?
American Gold Prospector.
Yeah.
Great guy right there.
Did you see what did you see what my boy said? I have a dream to race at the Indianapolis Speedrome. That's our 1/5 mile track here in town. In fact, it's no more than 9-10 miles away from my house.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've been going there. In fact, I pitted for let's see, the guy on the left with the yellow back car is my brother-in-law, and he had a good buddy that raced up there and was champion several years in a row. I helped pit on that car at the Indianapolis Speedrome. I mean, he was a terror on the figure eight, man. He could just
figure eight, that could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, and these were pro stocks. These weren't these weren't just late model pro stocks. They weren't the beaters. These were the good cars, and
we burned avgas. They were the wedges. No wings on them though, like you would see like in California and other states.
Mm-hmm.
Just the wedge.
Yeah.
But too bad it didn't last long. I did really good my rookie year. I almost got rookie of the year. I got 8th place overall. But to keep the missus happy, I kind of pulled out.
You out of racing? Out of racing, Ed?
Yeah. Oh, brother.
Yeah. We have to explain these things.
Out of racing. I pulled out of racing.
To make my wife happy.
Yes. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. Absolutely. Yeah, Jackson Draws. How you doing, man? It's been a long time since I've seen you here. I always expect you guys on Friday because of school nights. Here you are up at 11:17. That's okay. I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you're here.
Another artist, creator, friend of mine, Beanie Draws, speaks rather highly of Jackson Draws.
Yeah, I've seen Beanie on a couple of live streams quite frequently, actually. Yeah.
So what does this head guy do, Jim?
Well, he pulls out of racing.
I pulled out of racing. That was a long time ago.
And by the looks of his green screen, I'd say, he's got some cooking pans over there. He's got some muffins over his right shoulder. They're all brown though, Ed.
No, those are rocks.
I know, Ed. Play along with me here, will you?
Yeah, they're muffins.
Muffins. So I'm thinking he's a baker.
Yeah, that's what I do. But man, my cakes will break a tooth.
Yeah, you don't want seconds on those. Is that actually a shot of your shop, Ed?
That's my shed.
Oh, okay. I knew you weren't sitting there because of the green screen, but you got a little bit of flash over your right arm.
Yeah, I noticed right over Tron's side, Feldman. Right
Yep.
My chroma key's playing with me. I got to remess with my strings a little. Down here in my little piece of paradise here downstairs.
Little piece of paradise.
With chroma key, lighting is king.
Yes, it is.
I need to do a thorough reorganization and set it up better.
One of these days, I'm going to freak people out. I'm going to open up my pop-up green screen, the one I use for remotes, and then just have something really stupid behind me.
Totally random.
Just totally random. Totally.
What I now wonder if I could change that on the fly.
Well, your background?
Yeah.
Should be able to.
Can I change it on the fly? Oh, yeah, I can.
There you go. That's a nice one.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh, should I even show this?
I don't know.
Nah, I'm not gonna show it. I would regret showing it immediately. I kind of regret getting rid of this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a 2000.
Cherokee.
Yeah, 2000 XJ. When I got rid of that just like 3 years ago, it had 70,000 miles on it, and I had just fixed the worst death wobble you ever want to experience in your life. And for those of you who don't know what the death wobble is, it is when your front end is bucking and bouncing so much so that you think the entire vehicle is going to fall apart. And it's
So
usually
you needed a new alignment really bad.
wasn't alignment. No,
Was your steering knuckle?
nope, no. It can be several of those things. It can be a bad alignment. It can be out of balance tires. It can be a bad track bar. It can be pitman or drag link, wear. It can be the trailing links. And I replaced the trailing links, the track bar, had the wheels and tires rebalanced. Still didn't get rid of it. The only way I was able to get rid of it, the tires balanced fine, was to get new tires. If you can believe that. And they didn't have, but 10,000 miles on them. And I thought, screw it. I put a 2-inch lift on it. I bought new tires, and it was smooth as silk from then on out.
Were they a single ply tire or something? Must have been a lot older than nowadays.
No, somebody cheaped out on them though. I mean, they weren't a brand name that you would even recognize.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, but since they balanced all right, and I even put them on these Jeep Canyon wheels. These are not the wheels that came on that truck. You see, it's a 2-door Sport. It came with the standard 5-spoke steel, but they're painted steel. Those are the aluminum deep dish that usually came off Wranglers. And still didn't do it. So I went out and bought new tires, and boom, it all went away. Somebody got him a fantastic Jeep when I sold that.
Looked sharp.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, it was so well taken care of. So well taken care of. It's beautiful. It's too nice because I really wanted one to turn into a mud vehicle, and that was not the one.
Yeah, that one I'd hate to see what I'd do to it. It would have brush marks on it in no time.
Oh well, I have never shied away from that, even with a brand new vehicle. Well, let's see. I bought several new vehicles for the wife, but I've only had one right off the lot that I ordered, and it was the first year for the Super Crew. Had to have that. Loved that truck. Had it for about 11 years, and finally sold it. But all of my other ones, I buy used because I want somebody else to take the depreciation for me. Look at the chat, are you?
Yeah.
Was it happening at a certain speed? Yes, it was. It was happening probably around 50 is when it would really start kicking in. So highway was out of the question. You could drive around town all you wanted to on it, and it wouldn't do anything. But that JK or XJ, when you got it to around 50, 55, I swear to you, it felt like the thing was just going to split into pieces.
Rattled to death.
Oh yeah. Go if you guys are interested in seeing what that is. Just look up death wobble on YouTube, and you'll see plenty of videos. In fact, some people put cameras out the front of their vehicle and on the side, and you can just watch it go stupid nuts. It's the way they've done it. It's weird steering geometry. It's like it shouldn't have been that way. A lot of Some of the Ford solid axles will do it. A lot of the Dodge solid axles will do it. And of course, you know, that Jeep is actually a Dodge, so or Chrysler, call it what you will. It's not the Jeep that I know. Not like my 79 or my 83. And you've already seen a picture of my 83, haven't you, Ed?
I believe so.
Yeah, it didn't fare so well. Yeah, had a utility van hit me on 465 after some moron stopped right in front of right in the middle lane, and it was rush hour traffic, so there's nowhere to go, and I was the last one in line. I didn't even see the driver behind me because I looked in my rearview mirror and I knew it was going to happen. He was down looking for something, cassette deck cassette tape or some shit, and boom, he hit me going about 55, 60 mile an hour. Pulled that, you see that roll bar? Pulled that roll bar straight over my head, smacked the windshield frame. The other side, I don't have a picture of the other side handy, but the door frame came up and hit me right in the kidney. I pissed blood for about 3 or 4 days. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Yeah, exactly. Champ Workers Garage. Now Chrysler Jeep is Fiat overall.
One of my funnest cars was a piece of crap Fiat station wagon I bought for $50 off this guy I went to school with, grew up with, Brian Luzar. It was a great beach mobile. I could demolish it. But the gas pedal didn't work. My throttle was to the old choke. So I had to pull it out. I used a popsicle stick with a rubber band wrapped around it for my cruise control. It was cut out with no roof. My surfboard racks over the roof. It cut down the back of the door like a pickup truck. Oh, I had so much fun in that car. And it got me to Mexico lots of times, and I could just baja the living blankety blanked out of it.
Really?
Yeah, easy a push start too. And if we had to get into a tight spot, a parking spot at the beach, you know, each friend could grab a corner and kind of finagle it into a parking spot.
Oh man, so many great memories of that stripe. I got Pintos that we did the same thing with, although we didn't cut the top off. But you know, you just couldn't kill them. I had 3 Pintos total, a baby shit yellow one, a red one, and a blue one, and man, they would just, for me, they would run forever. It's so easy to work on, and I beat the crap out of those things. I mean, the crap.
Wasn't the Pinto designed by DeLorean?
Oh no, Pinfera, the Italian designer. I had a hand in that.
Or was it Nova designed by DeLorean?
That could be. I couldn't tell you. I bet Muscle Car Appraisal could tell us if he were still in here.
Oh, I bet you could. That'd be right up his alley.
Absolutely. At
least you didn't say something like, "Oh, I had a Pacer, a driving fish tank."
Well, now, granted, 2 of those Pintos were given to me. The first one I sold for $230 to my now lead guitarist, or my rhythm guitarist. 6 months later, he calls me and says, I can't get it to move. Do you want to buy it back? I said, sure. How much you want for it? He said, I'll take $35 for it. So I bought it for $35. I put a $3 clutch cable in it and gave it to my future wife.
DeLorean was most famous for the GTO, the GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a badass muscle machine.
Yes, it is.
Now, Drone King in Darwin or Melbourne, whatever you're going to change your name to. I remember that show.
Yeah.
Just just search Da Vinci's Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve.
It's a good program, much like Adobe, but ooh, what a learning curve.
I don't think there's much of a learning curve. Well, there's certainly not as much of a learning curve for DaVinci Resolve as there is for Adobe. It's much easier to use. But Tim Yonce is right. It does take a powerful machine with a good video card.
Right.
Oh man, American Gold Prospectors. I had a 1973 Oldsmobile. I raced the thing every weekend for cash, dude. I had a 1978 Oldsmobile. It's the only Oldsmobile I've ever owned. And the funniest thing about that car is well, my buddy gave it to me because it needed a freeze plug and he didn't know how to put one in, so he just gave it to me. I used one of those old wrench-in freeze plugs and drove it for about a year while I was rebuilding that green Jeep. And I'll never forget driving that home. I decided to try the cruise control, and when I hit it, it just is vacuum controlled, right? So it just kept going faster and faster and faster and faster. And I was like roaring laughing. It was the funniest thing in the world. And I was able to turn it off at my whim, but that was the most hilarious thing about that car. That and the rear springs were collapsed, so it looked like an old 50s reverse hot rod. Like a lead sled. Robert Einstein. Cool. I wonder if there's any Pintos pulling any cash. Like the old what was the one where they had the yellow and purple and some other color stripes, and they were silver, and they made a van, and the O'Connell line also had that same paint scheme. I wonder if those things are going for any cash.
There's always someone that will buy something,
Mm-hmm. You're just going through the gamut of backgrounds, aren't you? All right.
Sometime I'm gonna have to pick your brain a little on Zoom because I want to make it worth my subscription. So
okay. Yeah,
I know I can bring it into my OBS. So
oh yeah.
Problem there.
Yeah, I helped Muscle Car Appraisal do the same thing. Hey, look at that! Patty Broussard made it.
Oh, hey, little hottie hippie. She's so cool.
She is.
She makes such beautiful music.
Mm-hmm. And DC, Dangerous Criminals is in. Thanks, son. Thanks for coming in. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
Hey, Patty, better late than sorry. And I'm here gabbing up a storm. It would have been over a half an hour ago.
It's been an hour. I'm still surprised. You notice that I put down here that you can still join even when I'm with a guest. I'll keep you in queue until I say goodnight to my last guest. But that's okay. Maybe they're just enjoying us, chatting. Hard telling. They're having some pretty good conversations in there for by themselves. Yeah, I've been on 90 minutes. I think Ed's been on maybe an hour 15. Ed, I don't remember when you came on. It was right after the trolls.
yeah. Right after he said the N-word, something or other, I started to pop on.
Yep.
I was already queued up. I had your number in there, my name, just didn't. I was gonna do it if no one was gonna pull the trigger, and but then I heard you say something to him, and then as soon as he started talking his talk, I'm like, okay, time to hop in.
I had my finger on the mute button, and of course, he had to get out the first one before I could mute it. But I knew when he wanted to sell something wasn't right. Something wasn't right.
I don't understand them. People get their kicks different ways, and miserable people have to make it miserable for everybody else.
Yep. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I was ready for it. I know that that he will not be my last one. Just take him in stride. It's like, you know, you won't be an idiot. You can be an idiot, but only for so long because there are tools. Oh, you want to sell a gold cube, Mr. Lodek?
Put some dream mats in that gold cube before you decide to sell it, Mr. Lodek.
Why is that?
I'm not saying, I know you like your hog mat. I'm not saying convert everything to dream mat, but I love my gold cube after I put in the dream mat. It cleans out so much easier. Gold cube is a great device for cleaning concentrates. You can also use it on a river with a trommel attachment or the header attachment. But you want to classify down to at least 1/8 of an inch to run anything through it because of the G-force gates on the trays. It's a great invention designed by Mike Pung, but he uses the backside of conveyor belt, which in the gold industry they call vortex matting.
That's a good idea, Drone Kings.
Have you ever used Dream Mat though? Jaron, Mr. Lodek, have you ever used Dream Mat? Don't knock it till you've tried it. I've used Gold Hog, I've used Dream Mat. Gold Hog's a great product, but I like Dream Mat better. And I'm not brand loyal at all. And the inventor of Dream Mat knows that. If something better comes that I get more gold at with my hard work, I'm off to it.
Cool. Wisco says he's coming on tomorrow night.
There you go.
Come on, Jared. That's cool. You know what? I might just make it a beer subject tomorrow night.
That would fit Wisco's styles.
Wow.
Perfectly.
Oh, it would. It would. Look what Muscle Car Appraisal said. You won't believe it, but the Pinto wagons bring money within the last year and a half. $33K, $25K, $13K, $12,650. Jesus.
Wow.
All that for like a $2,000 or $3,000 car when it first came out.
Oh, that's like Volkswagen buses, dude.
Yeah.
I saw one go on one of those car auction things. And granted, it was like a 21 window microbus.
Yeah.
It went for like $500,000, I think.
Jeez.
It was ridiculous. And at one time, I owned like 3 Volkswagen buses at one time. I had a transporter, a 61 Combi, my 74 Westphalia.
Wow.
That's probably one of my worst regrets right there, because if I still had a bus, I'd still be using it. I love them.
Oh, yeah. He says,
I'm not much into bugs, though, but buses, I love buses. And my dream car is a Turbo Carrera Porsche with the whale's tail.
911?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's something that would hug the road and curves like no end.
Okay, Dangerous Criminals, we'll see you later. That was actually my dream car as well, Ed, back in the day. Did you see he says that 23 and 23 window Samba buses bring 6 figures?
Yeah. I saw it. It was mad. But it was such a beautiful bus, restored beautiful. The trucks, the panel trucks that Volkswagen had also.
Yeah.
Those were nice too.
Yep. And I always did want a bug when I was younger, to build a dune buggy.
Oh,
street runner dune buggy.
Put put a good Porsche motor in there.
Yeah. Yep. Never did it, but it was one of those things I always wanted to do. Now what I want to do is I want an old CJ frame, and I want to put a fiberglass CJ body on it and use that as an open air vehicle.
I have a friend I grew up with. He was the master of the Volkswagen Bug.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my buddy Herbie.
Hmm.
He had some sweet California style Volkswagens. I mean, a couple of them would do wheelies. They were so souped up. Fast little things.
Good night, Tony. Viewed this. We'll see you, bud. That's probably a good.
Good night.
That's probably a good time for us, Ed. We should probably.
Yeah. I gotta wake up pretty early. It's 20 till midnight.
Yep, I got some editing to do tomorrow before I head out to my boy's place and start moving gravel. So.
Well, you have a good time with James, Jim.
I will, sir.
Everybody, thank you for sticking around and hanging out with us.
Absolutely. It was fun, man. I had a good time talking about all these things we regret and then some of the more fun times in our lives.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Patty.
Good night, Patty. We'll see you. All right, Ed. Let's say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, later, Jim.
Bye-bye. There you have it in the show. Another show in the books. Yeah, I've taken the advice of some of you good folks, and I've decided to save Fridays for the panel discussion. So this Friday is going to be when I actually open it up to Google Hangouts, and all you'll have to do is message me on Twitter, and I'll send you the link, and we're going to invite anybody at all. We're still having channel reviews and shout outs on Wednesday, so don't miss that. Tomorrow night, it looks like it's going to be a beer night. We're going to talk to Wisco Style, I'm sure. And anybody else wants to come on, and it's not a one guest show if it doesn't have to be. So if you guys ever want to come on when I'm with a guest, by all means do. But tonight, that's going to be the end of it for us. Thanks to everybody that hung out with us in the chat and watched us have some of those good conversations. I feel better about my regrets. You know, it's funny. You tend to feel so much better when you get that off your chest. Am I right? And I got a lot of it off my chest. Thanks for listening to that, guys. I really appreciate that. And for those of you who have watched this live stream after it's processed, thank you, because that was a gargantuan undertaking. So listen, yep, we'll see you, Wisco. And hey, Germany Travel, I tried watching your show, man, but it just kind of went away. How do I get my scheduled live video in the upcoming video slot? All right, I'm gonna address this real fast. How do I get my scheduled live video in the upcoming video slot? Of what? On your page, Germany Travel and Personal Guide, Darren? On your page, that's pretty easy. It will actually show up. Well, you get to choose whether or not you want it to come up an hour, 12 hours, 24 hours when you're setting up the event itself, if that's what you're trying to do. And it actually works quite well. No, it doesn't have to be a premiere. If you're going to go live, you create a live event. And then I think on the advanced settings, I believe it is about 3/4 down on the page on the left-hand side, there's two columns. You'll see a slot says, when do you want this to show up on your page? You give it a time. And I think if you schedule it less than 12 hours and you tell it to show it 12 hours, it'll immediately throw it up on your channel. But don't quote me on that because I haven't tried it. I usually do it for, like an hour before, only because if people are subscribed to it, they're going to get notified anyway. So yeah, give that a shot. Yep. All right. Back to the closing screen. Thanks again to Ed. Thanks to all of you for being here. Had a great time. Some great conversation. Like I said, I feel better already. And I'm not gonna lament over the trailer. It is what it is. There will be more trailers, but that's gonna do it for me tonight, folks. As you know, I want you all to have a good evening, and remember to always treat others the way you want to be treated. If we all did that, the world would be a better place. And I'm gonna bid you farewell. We'll see you live.